Hi, Limitless Soul. Today, we're diving into a subject that many people have heard of, but few have really explored in depth: the Akashic Records. Some call it the library of the soul, others see it as an energetic archive of everything that ever happened, is happening, or could happen. In Gnostic terms, it's part of the memory of the divine field, a space beyond the physical where truth is never lost, only remembered. In this video, I'll break down what the Akashic Records really are, where the idea comes from, how different traditions approach it, and most importantly, how it connects with your spiritual and Gnostic journey of awakening. What are the Akashic Records? The word Akasha comes from a Sanskrit term that means ether, space, or the fifth element. In ancient philosophy, Akasha was understood as the subtle field that holds everything: sound, vibration, thought, and memory. The Akashic Records are described as a universal database, a kind of non-physical record that stores every thought, emotion, action, and event across time. Imagine it as the cosmic hard drive of existence. This isn't just a New Age concept. Ancient mystics, yogis, and even Gnostics hinted at the existence of a place where truth is stored, untouched by distortion. In Christianity, it's sometimes compared to the Book of Life. In Gnosticism, we can see it as aligned with the pleroma, the fullness where divine knowledge exists. Let's look at where this idea shows up across cultures. Hinduism and Vedic philosophy. Akasha is the subtle substance that carries sound and vibration. Everything leaves an imprint there. Theosophy. Helena Blavatsky and later Theosophists popularized the term Akashic Records in the West. They described it as a living memory that advanced souls could access. Christianity. The Book of Life is written about in the Bible, a record of every soul. This is strikingly similar to the concept of the Akashic Records. Gnosticism. The idea that all true knowledge is already within, that nothing can be lost from the divine source, resonates strongly with the idea of the records. Gnostic texts describe hidden knowledge stored in light and accessible only through awakening. Mystics and prophets. Figures like Edgar Cayce famously tapped into the records. Cayce gave readings by entering trance states and claimed to be accessing the Akashic field directly. The records aren't just a list of past events, they are multi-layered. So, what do the Akashic Records really contain? Past experiences, not only your memories in this life, but every lifetime you've lived. Present dynamics, the energetic patterns, choices, and relationships that are unfolding right now. And future potentials, not fixed events, but probabilities based on your current vibration and choices. Think of it as a holographic archive, past, present, and the future existing simultaneously. Every thought you've ever had leaves an imprint. Every action is recorded. Nothing disappears. How do people access the Akashic Records? This is the question most people have. Do you need a special gift? Do you need to be psychic? Well, the truth is, the Akashic Records are accessible to everyone, but it takes alignment and practice. Here are the main ways. Meditative states. Quieting the mind until you access deeper awareness. Prayer or intention. Setting a clear intention to enter the records. Guided methods. Many traditional teach prayers or visualizations that open the records. Dreams in altered states. Sometimes, the records are accessed naturally in dreams or visions. Edgar Cayce would enter trance and read the records for others. And today, there are also Akashic practitioners trained in guided access. But ultimately, you don't need a middleman. The records are part of your own higher self. Gnostic connection to the records. From a Gnostic perspective, the Akashic Records aren't just about curiosity or finding out who you were in a past life. They're about remembering your true origin. Gnostic taught that we are divine sparks trapped in the material illusion created by the demiurge. To awaken, we need to remember our true nature, our divine source. The Akashic Records are one pathway to that remembrance. When you access the records, you are tapping into the memory of the divine mind. You are lifting the veil of forgetfulness that the archons enforce. This is why Gnostic valued gnosis, the inner knowing, above belief. Because gnosis is direct access to the truth, and the records are filled where truth is preserved. Now let's clear up a few misconceptions. The records aren't a fortune-telling tool. They don't give you fixed future predictions. Instead, they show potentials based on your energy. They don't override free will. You will always have the choice to change your path. They aren't only for special people. Everyone has access, though some may be more practiced in tuning in. They aren't a replacement for inner work. Reading about your past lives won't heal you unless you integrate the lesson. The records reveal patterns, but you must do the work to transform them. So, how accessing the records helps your awakening? Well, here's why this matters for your spiritual journey. Self-understanding. You can see recurring patterns across lifetimes. Why do you attract the same lessons? The records can show you that. Healing. Past life wounds or even generational imprints can be brought into awareness and released. Purpose. By seeing the larger design, you can align more consciously with your soul's path. Spiritual sovereignty. Instead of relying on external authority, you connect with a direct field of truth. For the Gnostic seeker, this is crucial. Awakening isn't just about memorizing doctrines. It's about direct knowing. The Akashic Records are one of the clearest mirrors of that direct knowing. So what are the practical ways to connect? Let me share a few practical methods you can try if you feel called to explore. 1. Quiet the mind. Meditation is the gateway. You cannot hear subtle truth if the mind is full of noise. 2. Set intention. Before sleep or meditation, simply say, I open myself to the Akashic Records in alignment with my highest good. 3. Use questions. Don't just ask for random information. Ask, what do I need to know right now? Or what pattern am I ready to release? 4. Journal impressions. When you open, subtle impressions, symbols, phrases, memories will surface. Write them down. Discernment. Not every image is literal. Learn to sense what is symbolic versus what is direct. Remember, this is not about the spectacle. It's about alignment with the truth. There are a few things to be careful about when working with the Akashic Records. First, respect privacy. You should never attempt to access someone else's records without their permission. Second, stay grounded. Accessing higher fields can destabilize you if you neglect your physical life. Balance both. Third, watch the ego. It's easy to get caught up in the labels like, I was this in a past life or that. That's not the point. The point is to heal and grow. Fourth, seek integration. The records should lead to action and transformation in this life, not just fascination. The Akashic Records aren't a fantasy or a myth. They're a dimension of truth that mystics across cultures have known about for centuries. They show us that nothing is ever lost, not your experiences, not your lessons, or not your soul's wisdom. For the Gnostic seeker, the records are a reminder that your soul is eternal, that you came here with a design, and that awakening is a process of remembering. So the question isn't whether the records exist. The question is, are you ready to look into them? Are you ready to face the patterns, the truth, and the responsibility that comes with remembering? Because gnosis isn't just knowledge, it's transformation. And the Akashic Records are one of the most powerful mirrors you can look into on that path.